Hello and welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. I'm Miss Vicki, and I'm going to use the tarot to see if we can gain more insight into unsolved mysteries, deaths, and disappearances. Let's get started.
Welcome. And thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. I appreciate it very much. Today I want to do a cold case about a missing woman, Jennifer KESSE. I think I'm saying that right. I hope so. K-E-S-S-E. She disappeared from Orlando, Florida, from her apartment 17 years ago, January 23rd, 2006. And she was only 24 years old, very attractive, very positive, kind, happy woman. She was last seen leaving work at 6 p.m., January 23rd. She spoke to her father on her phone at 6:15 and her boyfriend at 10 p.m. Her boyfriend lived about 3 hours away, and she usually texts both of them when she got home and both of them when she left for work in the morning. Now, the next day, January 24th, she didn't show up for work, which was really unusual. She didn't call her father. She hadn't texted him or her boyfriend. They left emails and voice texts and phone call, everything they could. She never answered. Now, one thing about this that is kind of a sketchy situation is the apartment that she was living in. Apparently she purchased the apartment. I may be wrong about that. And it was undergoing major work, major transformation. There was a lot of working men there, work guys. And there had been problems with them. She had told her father there were cat calls and kind of harassment. There were a lot of working people that, I can't say that word, were here. Not all of them, but a lot of them weren't supposed to be here, but they were hired, which goes on a lot now in our country. And some of the apartments were vacant. And they were renovating them. They even had keys to all the apartments, this work crew, including her apartment. So the police came out, and they saw no sign of her. They went into her apartment. They got in with the, I'm not sure who let them in, whoever had a master key. And it looked like she had taken a shower. There were wet towels, clothes, makeup laying around like usual. She was a little messy in the morning. Her car was not there. Her cell phone was gone, her iPod, her keys, her purse, and her briefcase. Now, the other strange thing about this is her car did turn up, but no one found it until 2 days later, and it was about 1.25 miles at another apartment complex, just left there. But no one saw it, no one, apartments have a lot of cars and stuff. So they did find her car. There was nothing in it, I guess, or maybe some personal effects. It was just sitting there. But there was videotape. There was a camera, security camera, that saw her car being driven the very day she went missing, around noon. It had been parked. It was driven about 1.25 miles to another apartment complex. The security videos showed a man parking her car and just walking away. Now, they did get pictures. They did get pictures of him, but he was behind a metal fence, walking along. You couldn't see his face. All you could see was he was wearing baggy, like, painter pants, the baggy pants, cargo pants that workers wear. They couldn't see his face. They weren't sure who he was. But someone did identify him, someone who lived in the apartments, as someone I think his name was Chico. The police followed up on that, but that wasn't for quite a while later, I think. So they have no suspects. They really have no evidence, though her parents, her family, did say when they took her car out of the impound lot where it had been impounded by the police that the hood looked like someone had lain on the hood and made arm movements. Snow angels comes to mind. But you have to keep in mind that her car wasn't found for 2 days and taken to the impound lot for a while. So could have been something to do with her disappearance. It could have been just something that happened when her car was sitting abandoned for a couple of days. And it could have been, could have been someone just messing with the car. I think I already said that. All right, so I want to pull a few cards. We know that Jennifer went to work, went home, talked to her father and boyfriend. We know she appeared to have left for work. She had the wet towels, the makeup on the counter, messy things like she used to do. Her mother said it was just like she was going to work. Something happened to Jennifer from the time that she left her apartment because the door was locked. It's possible somebody went into her apartment, but it didn't look like that. There wasn't anything really disturbed, and all of her things were missing that she took with her to work. So they're assuming that sometime between the time Jennifer left her apartment and locked it and went to her car, she was abducted. Now, one thing they haven't said is if the apartment has attached inside apartments, does it have like walkways? But someone else said that there were workmen living in some of the empty apartments right across from her apartment. So I'm thinking there were hallways or walkways. A lot of working people walking around, milling around, actually living in these vacant apartments while they were supposed to be renovating them. I want to ask the cards, when was she abducted? I kind of, from what I'm seeing, it was from the time she actually left her apartment and locked it, though someone else could have done that. But there was no evidence that anyone was in her apartment and went to her car because her car was still there until noon. So let's see what we have. All right, we have the Empress. I'm using the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. I thought I'd use something kind and gentle with Jennifer. I think she was a kind, gentle person. And we may use another deck if I can't get enough of the answers I need. The Empress. She was a really beautiful woman. And she was even, I guess several men had made advances toward her. She was quite attractive, quite outgoing. I think this is Jennifer. And then we have the King of Cups. There were men that came toward her, made gestures that they wanted to be interested, hit on her, I guess is what I want to say. She was apparently very much in love with her boyfriend. She was attached to him, and he was checked out. He had an alibi, and he was actually lived 3 hours away. She was happy. She had just been promoted at work. She'd bought her first apartment, even though it sounds like it wasn't the greatest choice. And then she was stabbed in the back. This is what I'm getting, the Ten of Swords. Someone took this attractive, happy woman who had everything to live for and basically ambushed her. This is ambushing. This is stabbing someone in the back. Overkill, too. And we get the Hermit. All right, this is someone who is keeping below the radar. The Hermit is usually someone who goes within, stepping back, trying to gain knowledge. In this case, there's a little skull right there too. That's interesting. These are beautiful cards. I don't believe I've ever used these before. I just purchased these a while ago, acquired them. I see this as somebody flying below the radar, somebody that isn't out in society. Now that could mean, and I know it's really, you cannot say PC things anymore about people, but Florida has a lot of, let's say, immigrants. There was someone that wanted to not be in the limelight, not to be known. It was a terrible tragedy. The Three of Swords. She was just terribly stabbed. I don't want to say that was what happened to her, but it was painful what happened to her. We got two swords cards. She did not expect this. She was taken by surprise. The Queen of Pentacles. They saw her, whoever did this to her, saw her as a beautiful woman with a lot of money. The police said it wasn't a robbery as far as they know because nothing in her apartment had been disturbed or taken. They don't even know if anyone had actually been in her apartment. But whoever did this to her saw her as a beautiful woman with a lot of money. We have the King of Pentacles. This is someone down to earth. This is usually a positive person, but it could be somebody that wants money also. I'm looking at these upright. Most of these are upright. There's a few in the deck that are reversed, but I'm going to look at both aspects of these cards. This was about a man that wanted money. Two of Wands. This is somebody making a decision. This shows a man looking at the sea, trying to decide, should I do this, should I not? I think this had been planned. I think whoever did this to her had been watching her. This is someone who had been watching her. The World. The World. This is an ending card. Her world came to an end. And I also see this King of Pentacles wanting the world. He wanted what she had. I also get that he could have been from another country. All right, then we have another king. Oh, no, this is a knight, sorry. These are so pretty. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving knight. This is somebody that takes their time, moves along. This is about money. This is this person. This is the person that did this to her. I get a king, which is usually an older man, but I don't see so much that he's old as he's street smart. The Knight of Pentacles. This was something that was building. This man, street smart man, watched her plan this. This wasn't a spur of the moment. And we have the Fool. This was a leap of faith. This is him. He did this. He was pretty sure he could get away with it. He did have a plan. It was a new path for him. I don't believe he's done this before. And we got another king. No, it's a knight, another knight. The Knight of Swords, but the Knight of Swords came up in reverse. All right, this is about intellectual information. This can be the internet, this can be thoughts. Upright, it's someone who really has no compassion, but tells the truth. This is also a person on a mission of truth, of making things right. In reverse, this knight is ruthless. This is someone who has no feelings. He didn't care about her at all. He wanted her because he was jealous of her. He envied what she had and who she was. This is lies also. Now, the person, there was a woman that came forward that saw the video of this man leaving her car. Unfortunately, his face didn't show up. He was lucky that way, they said. But she said he looked like a man. I think his name was Chino or Chico. I can't remember. It's online. Now this reading is alleged, but the information I'm giving you is true. This is what happened. But my interpretation of the cards is all for entertainment purposes only. Now he was, when they did locate this man, this Chino or Chico, and I don't know when they found him, he was in prison for RAPE. I can't even say that. And he did take a lie detector test, which I don't know if that's, and it proved that he didn't know or didn't have anything to do with her. I don't know if that really makes a difference or not. So they have no suspects. What I'm getting is someone, it had to be somebody that was there. So I'm thinking it was someone either masquerading as a workman or was an actual workman and watched her. A lot of men watched her. A lot of these workmen watched her. They knew what her routine was. To a lot of them, to the perpetrator, she looked like a rich woman. There's money here. He planned it. He watched her. It was a leap of faith. What happened when she left her apartment? Was she taken then, or was she taken when she went to her car? Obviously, she didn't drive her car away. So this had to have happened sometime between her locking her apartment and walking to her car. This is really sad. I kind of see her at her apartment, but I see people watching her. And I don't mean actual watching her, but watching her. I don't know why I'm getting the difference. Watching, but not watching. I get they were watching her through, this is going to sound strange, through a crack in the door or something. She was being watched by whoever did this. I'm getting he was there. We've got the Eight of Cups. He walked away. He left quickly after this was done. I want to find out when he took her and what happened to her. But he left the scene of the crime shortly thereafter. Well, we know that. He took her car and moved it. But that was around noon, they said, of the day she was last seen. So if she left for work, I'm not sure when she left, what time, 6 o'clock, say. She was in his possession, I don't know why I'm saying that, I'm not sure, for about 6 hours. He had her, trying to think of the right words to say here that I can say. He had possession of her for, let's say, 5 or 6 hours. So where was she? The Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is somebody out in the cold. Look, this is someone carrying someone. He couldn't have taken her very far because he didn't have a car, as far as the video showed. Whoever took her car, she was taken. This is her, taken. She was taken somewhere. Seven of Swords, taken advantage of. She was attacked by someone who had no feelings, but she was taken somewhere. I'm thinking, just from this Five of Pentacles, what I'm getting is she was taken into one of the vacant apartments temporarily. And then she was taken advantage of. This is a thief, a liar, a spy. This is a bad person. This is a person you can't trust. This is somebody that's undercover, taking advantage. I don't believe she was taken at her car. The family thinks she might have been grabbed when she went to unlock her car, but I think she was taken outside her apartment, right outside the door. She was taken somehow. She was grabbed, she was carried. She was carried, she was out in the cold. The pentacles come up a lot too, money. So, what I'm getting, they watched her, and more than one person watched her, but this is just one man that did this, is what I'm getting. But there's other men around. She was taken into one of the vacant apartments. All right, what happened to Jennifer? She was, we'll call it abducted at that point. Abducted when she left her apartment. I don't see her being taken in front of her car, because where would somebody put her? You know, what would they do with her? It's possible she was smuggled into a car, but there's no car here. All I see is being watched. Somebody planned this. Somebody who was envious, jealous. Also wanted money. The Hierophant. This is a group. The Hierophant is usually a religion, an organization. It's usually a higher organization, but an organization can be anything you want it to be. This is somebody who was in charge of an organization, and it wasn't the man that took her. I think she was taken somewhere, and not in her car. She was put in one of the vacant apartments. Where was she taken? Where is she? Where is Jennifer? King of Wands. There's a man in charge. Fire sign. This came out in reverse. Upright, the King of Wands is a really fiery person, man in charge, full of speed. And there's an organization with a man in charge, a king of this organization. I think she was taken for, I don't think I can say that. Can I say trafficking? There was an organization involved. She was very attractive and young. All right. Where is Jennifer? Where is she now? It's been 17 years. That's a really long time. Let's jump to that and see if we can get some answers. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is someone with no feelings. We've got the King of Wands, and this is an in-charge man. She's the Queen of Swords. No, she's not the Queen of Swords. She is, or was, under the influence of the Queen of Swords. And also there is a king involved. This is an organization. This is a ring of some kind. That's what happened. She wasn't taken for ransom. She wasn't taken for a personal attack. She was taken by somebody that planned this. And she was, too many cards here, I can't take all those. This was about trafficking. I see a man, I see a woman. The Eight of Swords, she's being held prisoner. She was being held prisoner now. 17 years is a long, long time. That's what happened to her. She was in the clutches of an organization. There was a man in charge, king, and there's a woman that oversaw what happened to her. I've got the Eight of Swords. She was prisoner. She was a prisoner. I get an 8. 17 years is a long time for someone that's in that situation. Poor Jennifer. She didn't deserve this. Heartbreak. This was very sad what happened to her. She did not pass at the time she was abducted. I don't see that. Where is Jennifer now? Where is Jennifer now? 17 years later, she was taken from her apartment. She was still alive. They used the empty apartments to put her in initially. The Knight of Cups. She's being given drugs. She was given drugs. This is terrible. She was a prisoner. She was given drugs. She was under the control of a woman, a main man, an organization. Where is Jennifer now? Where is Jennifer KESSE? I hope I'm saying her name right. Where is she? Temperance. Okay, this is an angel. This is a temperance angel. This is patience. This is balance. I see an angel here. But this card also stands for balancing things. Things being balanced. Patience. Making the right choices over long term. It's a beautiful angel now. Organization. Where's Jennifer? A few more cards, but I think this is our answer. She's okay now. She's balanced. She's an angel. Things are going good now. She's happy. I don't think she's on this earth plane anymore. This is sad. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. This is in reverse. This is sad. I almost want to cry. She went through a lot. It was a nightmare, but she is okay now. She's an angel. These readings really bother me. I have to step away after these and do positive things and cleanse. Now this man, let's go on to one more thing. This man that they said was talked to, was in jail, may still be in prison, whatever, for whatever, RAPE. But he passed the lie detector test, but that doesn't mean a lot. Did he do this? I don't believe it was someone, I don't believe it was the person that grabbed her, is what I want to say. It was an organization that ordered this. I almost get ordered this. The king ordered it. He wanted attractive women for the organization. I don't know if this Chino, he was just a workman. Nine of Pentacles. Here's another positive card for her. She's happy now. She's in her garden with the grapes. I don't think we're going to get much more. She's not on this earth plane. Not now. And whoever did it, if it was this person in jail, he's never going to admit to it. It was just for that. This goes on a lot with immigrants that come over. I just saw something on YouTube, on the news, about all these children that are taken for various things. She was specifically targeted. If this man in prison, this Chino or Chico, if he did it, it was just for money. Drugs too, I see the drugs. He did it because it was a business. It was a business to him. Also, her car had been wiped down, so whoever did this was hiding evidence. A very sad reading. I know her parents are still hoping she's alive. I send my prayers to her. Very, very sad. So I'm going to close the circle now. Let me know what you think. I know that she's not in the news now and all that, but I want to do a few cold cases and missing people, just because I think it's the right thing to do, though it's kind of hard on me. Leave kind comments. Let me know. Suggestions are good too. And we'll see you next time. Bye.